Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sergey.
And we are the Tabletop Warlords. Once again, we find ourselves playing another game of Beyond the Gates of Antares, the best war game there ever was. Campaign season is now over, and we're back to one-offs, which we are very excited about. We had to be perfectionists and really worked on terrain specific for each scenario in those last two campaigns we did, which was an arduous process, but now we are back to just one-off games. But we have something special for you folks today. We will be fielding an army for the first time. And that army has rip claws.
The Virai. I am super pumped to be playing the Virai. It's something we've been wanting to do for a really long time on the channel, but we never had the models for it because it's such a unique army. It's all melee oriented. It's a swarm army. I never play swarm armies. You know me, I'm always into the elite choices, heavy vehicles and stuff. But this is awesome. My locust swarms are going to descend upon Kevin and strip him to the bone!
Stripping bones aside, we would really like to throw the Virai through the paces so that we can see how they behave on the battlefield, and I have opted to have the first challenger be the Algoryn, the proud, the honorable, for Algor. So that we get the most basic view of what the Virai are capable of, we've decided to play the first scenario.
Let battle begin!
It's the most plain Jane scenario. It's the first scenario of the 6 basic scenario. It is just a simple slugfest. I'm gonna start on one side, Sergey's gonna start on the other. We get 5 inches in on a deployment, which is normal. Break values are involved once more, and it's just basically who drives the other one off the field is the winner. Simple as that. We have also decided to make this be a little bit more fun, and we're gonna bring it back to the caves of Omega Virai. So we're gonna get the table set up, show you what that's all about, get our armies lined up, analyze those things, and this time we're gonna highlight a little of the tactics we've decided to use.
Let battle begin!
And here you can see my 500-point Algoryn scouting force. I have dubbed this list the AI Patrol. Here are the brave souls who have volunteered to fight the Virai first. In any Algoryn scouting force, you're gonna have 3 tactical choices, but you can have up to 4. You have access to up to a single support choice, 0 strategic, and then up to a single auxiliary choice as well. And in this in particular force, I have decided to fill in the tactical choices with 3 AI squads. Each of those are going to be a 94-point base. I have chose to upgrade each leader to have a mag gun instead of a mag pistol. That is 3 points a pop. And then in each squad, it is free. I have upgraded to have an extra micro X launcher. So there's 2 micro X launchers in each squad. And then a single squad, I have not picked which one yet, but one of these squads is going to have overload ammo that is 5 points a piece for the micro X launchers and the leader's X sling. So that's 15 points for one of those units. So I have one at 112 points and the other 2 are 97 points a pop. The Avenger Attack Skimmer is going to be my support choice. I really wanted to have a lot of firepower. It is 128 points base, but I've chose to upgrade it to a twin maglite support instead of just a regular maglite support. That's 25 points, making that bad boy 153 points. The medic team in the back is my single auxiliary choice. It is 30 points base, but each one of them has a mag gun instead of a mag pistol as well. That's 3 points apiece, making it 36 points total. I had 5 points extra to fill out this AI patrol, so I decided to get a single instance of block. Now, the AI squads and the medic team each give me an order dice, and that Avenger Attack Skimmer is mod 2. So I have a total of 6 order dice for the entire force.
This is my brand new 500-point scouting force for the Virai. I have dubbed this little army an Incision Brood. In a 500-point Virai army, you must have 3 tactical choices. You may have up to 6. You may have up to 3 support choices. You may not have any strategic choices, and you may have up to 2 auxiliary choices. I personally have opted to have a tertiary supervisor sitting at 83 points, one defender squad sitting at 120 points, one defender assault squad sitting at 135 points, and then 3 instances of a 6-man constructor squad, all of which cost 48 points. I have also opted to round off my army with 1 instance of superior shard, bringing my entire army up to 497 points.
Of all my forces, I said, who would volunteer to fight the Virai Scourge first? Of course, the Algoryn. All honor to Algor. You have to have up to 3 tactical choices, so I went with the base AI squad. The assault squads are very good, but they're more expensive, so I wanted to have more shots downrange, basically. In each one of the squads, I have the extra Micro X launcher. You should always do it. It's free. Counts as a mag gun, basically, but you can fire shots with a grenade launcher as well. One of the squads, I opted to give overload ammo. It is an expensive choice because it's 5 points per Micro X launcher, and you got to give it to the X-Sling as well. So that's 15 points for one squad, but it's given them strike value 3. Totally worth it. I argued with myself about adding the vehicle, but at the end, the twin mag light support that I decided to use, which is 25 more points, gives it 6 shots of strike value 2. So basically, being mod 2, it gets 2 rounds of shooting, where it basically is a whole squad in and of itself. So it's going to put a lot of bullets down range. I did not give it the armor upgrade because in this particular situation, if the Virai get to me, I'm screwed either way. Rounded off the force with a medic team because I love having rerolls for rests. I gave each one of them a mag gun at 3 points because that means they get to shoot further. Add a pen, way better than not better than a med probe shard, but it's cool that they get to shoot. So I basically brought as many guns as I humanly can, hoping the Virai don't move too quick.
I am so excited to actually be fielding Virai on the killing fields of Omega Virai. But before I do that, I do want to go over some core concepts for some people who are not quite as familiar with Virai as some of you players may be. The Virai army is very much set up in a caste system, with hive-minded units called architectors overseeing all of the lesser units in the army, providing them with command and defense. In this low-level army, my architector is represented by a tertiary instance right at the top here. The architector's special rules give him access to a number of things that make him a really powerful support unit to the rest of the army. Because there are no leaders in average Virai squads, they have to rely on architectors for a special rule called Repair Swarm. What Repair Swarm does is that it gives a leader reroll to every unit within 10 inches of the architector, including the architector itself. This replaces the need for individual units having more powerful units within it. On top of Repair Swarm, architectors all have access to a rule called Reprogram. This gives them access to 2 special actions. The first special action that architectors have access to is called Reset. This is a modified recovery order that allows architectors to choose any number of units within 10 inches of them, then roll a d6, and remove pins from those units spread evenly amongst them. It essentially gives them an area of effect support recovery order. The second special action is really interesting. It's called Overclock. And what it does is it allows a architecture unit to sacrifice one of their activations in order to take an order dice that is already on the field and place it back in the bag, essentially making another unit mod 2 instead of using the mod 2 of the architecture. No unit may ever be overclocked more than 1 time per turn, so you can't daisy chain 1,000 mods onto one unit. The final super interesting aspect of an architector is that they are a drone unit, so they have a damage chart. What's even better is that they have an architector drone damage chart, which is a lot more forgiving than a regular damage chart. It has a couple crazy things at the end. It can cause some of your units to go berserk in the same way that somographs can, but more than that is it's much harder to destroy an architector than a regular drone. I am super excited to be fielding this Virai army. It's a little bit more of a fluffy list than I usually build, but I was really excited about the melee forward aspects of the Virai army. My entire backline here is made up of constructors. There are only 42 points for a squad of 6 of them, and they each have 2 attacks in close combat. Their guns are garbage. 5-inch effective range, they're not doing anything at a long range. The bulk of my points have been spent on these 2 defender squads. They're both technically defender squads, 1 in 2 defender squads, so half of your defender squads can be upgraded into an assault squad, which gives them +1 res and savage strike. This makes them a little bit more reliable when they're getting into close combat. They also, for all defender squads, have Rip Claws. Rip Claws are amazing. Their strike value 2, compound strike value like grenades, and also give you 2 attacks. It's nuts. Literally anything they touch is going to become immediately eviscerated. I've also opted to take a tertiary instance as opposed to any of the higher point cost architectors. I didn't feel like it was really that necessary to sink a bunch of points into like one big chunky guy, whereas all I really want is the repair swarm and the access to reprogram. My basic battle strategy with this army is to get into Kevin's face immediately. It's a sprint order heavy army, and I really hope it gets in there and just rips things to shreds.
Sergey and I have decided that this in particular section of the caves of Omega Virai will be known as the Catacombs because they have high crested cave ceilings. This is just a clever ploy for us to get rid of the special rule normally underground where you're not allowed to use overhead fire. My Algoryn squads have 2 Micro-X launchers a team, so I don't want to have a mad negative on my army, so we're just going to belay that rule. And we basically are only going to be using 5 area terrain pieces that are going to count as light woodland. It's going to be light area terrain, so we'll give that -2 an obscuring line of sight. It also provides +2 res for anybody who is taking shelter within them, and it is considered difficult terrain. There's no negative, but it is difficult terrain. So we basically have a bunch of cave walls. Again, they're going to be blocking line of sight, and once again, all these little bases you see that are by themselves are just scattered. They don't count for anything. They just make everything look cool. So it's a pretty open field to be fighting the Virai, but you know what? I'm a brave man. Deployment is finished. It is the normal deployment, so we were pulling dice, and this time it was really just a back and forth. We were getting Algoryn, Virai. So the Algoryn are basically huddled up into one big mass. We got 2 AI squads. The squad with the overload ammo being this guy right here. We have our medic team right next door within 5 inches of both, and then the Avenger attack skimmer is tucked in right behind. This guy right here is off to the side quite a bit. So basically we can see the bulk of the Virai coming in from right over here. We have 2 constructor squads, the tertiary instance and the regular defender squad. On the other side of this cave wall is a single constructor squad. And then over to the far right hand side of Sergey's board is his assault squad. It was really interesting. I kind of deployed this guy over here to see if Sergey would do that, and he did it. So thank you for doing what I wanted you to do, Sergey.
They're coming for you, Kevin.
But there's a little bit of a separation for the Virai. They spread out a little bit, and the Algoryn does have 1 squad all by their lonesome. So we're gonna get the dice back in the bag for turn number 1. Going into turn 1, the Virai have a distinct advantage because they have 7 order dice versus the Algoryn 6, but Sergey has decided turn 1 to activate his army option, Superior Shard. What that means is that 1 Algoryn dice is going to sit out for this round. So I am down to 5 dice. So Virai definitely have the initiative on this one.
Oh, the bloodbath begins. Ah! I'm going to be doing a sprint order with this front line of constructors. I'm doing a sprint because I really want to get them embanked in this here. I didn't want to fall short with just 10 inches. And they have pretty good agility. They're agility 6, so let's see how they do. Well, I have to move before.
Move first and then roll. Can't remember who gave us that advice, but thank you, that person.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, one of our viewers pointed out that that's
so
actually
you must
really
make an
important.
agility test before you get in there, Sergey?
Yeah. Oh, I do fail. This will be 8 inches to here, and then I have half distance inside of here, so I still have 5 inches total, so 2.5 inches into here.
So you're gonna be in the piece of terrain.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly where I wanted to be. Now I need to do an agility test to see if they get a pin for sprinting, and they do not.
Cool.
Because they have agility 6.
Yep, they have agility 6.
Next order dice. It's still more likely to be me than Kevin. Nope.
Haha! Little do you know. For my first order, I'll be doing a fire order with my AI squad right here. I'm gonna be firing with 2 X launchers and 3 mag guns into this unit right across the way. Let's see what range we're at. 30.
30 inches, so exactly long range. Did you snap yourself?
Really so long range, which means I'm going to be at -1 for my main dudes, but I'm +1 for a fire order, so it's 50% chance for my mag light or my mag guns. And then my X launchers are always -2 for being overhead, -1 for being long range. So I'm only going to hit on a 1 or a 2. So I'm gonna. Oh, and then I'll be aiming my shots into this dude
Right there.
right
Okay.
here. Or this dude right here.
Okay. That's probably smarter.
Right. So that's a dud. That's a lucky. That misses.
So the yellow, I'm assuming, was one of the grenade shots, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna scatter the one that failed. So it's right
Okay.
here. It failed at a 9. So 3 inches is only 1.5
Well, no,
inches.
it's a fire order, so you
yeah.
definitely hit still.
So I'm gonna do 2d4 is the hits for movie magic. We'll cut that out. So for my lucky hit, it's gonna cost 4 hits, and then my second one, 4 hits. So you have
God,
that was really good.
that's
See?
so unfortunate. So that's
And
5, or that's
8 strike value
9.
zeros,
Yeah, 8 strike value zeros, 1 strike value 1.
where you have 8.
Oh, that sucks, you lucky son of a gun. Constructors are res 6. I don't get any extra defense against overhead fire, so this was a pretty unlucky ploy. So they're at only 6s. They might all die here. This one here is at 7s because I get +2 res, -1 for it being a mag. So 1 death,
Ooh.
2 death, 3 death.
Oh.
3 died. That sucks.
So I just wiped out half the unit, so now you
Yep.
have to actually pass a test.
Yep, a leadership test at 5 or better. Oh, they're destroyed! What?
Ooh. I imagine the Algoryn were crapping their pants when the Virai showed up, but they just destroyed them with extreme prejudice.
So that was extremely unfortunate for the Virai. Rough test run here.
Ooh, me again. I could just fire at him right now, which would give me a, like I have good accuracy and I'll take people out, but an ambush order counts as a fire order, and he's far away. So I'm actually gonna put this squad on ambush that has the overload ammo, so that when he starts to move, I'll wait till he's closer to me and shoot then. Virai.
I need to get in Kevin's face. I have no ranged capabilities. Even though I just suffered a heavy loss, I gotta keep searching forward. Doing a sprint order with these guys. Move in.
Just straight down the
15
field.
inches down the field. Yep. Are you activating ambush?
No.
Okay.
Not against the constructors. Not right now.
Oh shoot.
Just because I mean, I could, but I have a vehicle that hasn't been used yet at all. So I kind of just, I want to bide my time. So these guys are getting closer. 15-inch charges, that's pretty scary.
Yep, 6s. Damn, I get a pin.
What'd you roll?
8.
Oh, not rough. Okay, so the Virai are moving downfield.
Ooh, ha! Oh, very even order dice wise.
Mm-hmm. For my next order, I'm going to be giving my Avenger Attack Skimmer a fire order. I'm excited because I've never actually been able to field an Avenger Attack Skimmer with a twin mag light support. It's going to be great. So I'm going to try to eviscerate his constructor squad that just took a pin. So I am within 25 inches. 30 inches is my effective range.
Mm-hmm.
I get 6 shots at 6
6s.
accuracy. Strike value 2. Whew.
Oh, you
Dud.
hit everything except for 1.
So you have 5 saves on
On
your
4s.
modified on 4s. Oh!
I'm in trouble. I vastly overestimated how tough constructors were. So he's gone. He's dead. Oh no.
It's stress testing.
Woo.
These bases are very spooky. Sergey's gonna have to think twice
Yeah.
About charging the Algoryn gun line.
You.
Oy vey. For my next order, I would like my far flanking unit to kind of just join in so it's easier to defend. He's really vulnerable by himself. So I'm going to do a run order and actually make it a sprint so I can make it to right here. And move my guy right there. And then I have agility 5 and I'm good. So my guys just basically reposition to be closer to my main force. Virai.
Me. Going to be doing a sprinting order with my tertiary instance here. He's going to be scotching his way right on over to.
Are you behind the wall then?
Yeah, again, behind the wall for most of your guys. Some of them will still be able to see.
Okay, yeah. No, you're right.
Actually, scoot a little further. Agility. Oh, damn, he gets a pin. I think it's 6. Yeah, 6.
Cool. Okay, so the tertiary has changed positions.
This is a spooky game. I've made some mistakes. I made some mistakes, and now I need to figure out.
I think we thought
Virai
Virai were a lot more hardy.
I definitely. This is why this is why it's a test game for Virai. The die bag is chosen. I'm picking up whichever one this is.
That's fine.
Oh, it's you.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be that the constructors are a lot like freeborn infantry,
Yeah.
and the defenders are like the
More like
hyperlight.
Sonora or hyperlight. Yeah. So when you're playing Virai for the first turn, or for the first time, keep to the shadows. Cover is your friend. Overhead ammo is your worst enemy. For my last activation of turn 1, I'll be doing another fire order with my Avenger, and I'm going to be shooting at his defenders before they scuttle away to the darkness. My accuracy is 5, brought up to 6 for the fire order, but -2 for rapid fire long range, because they're at 42 inches, 45 inches away, which is 50 inches as a mag light support long range. And then I'm -2 because I'm shooting over the fungi forest. So I'm only going to hit on 1s or 2s with these 6 shots. So, I got 2 hits still. Okay. Brutal.
So there's no point in luckies because no one's a leader.
Yep.
So you're at
Oh,
1 fail.
one guy dies. Well, let me see if I'm...
there's 7s. 2 guys die.
Are they 7s?
Yeah, because your save is 5 then.
Oh, yeah. Let me see
So-
if I get a reroll real quick. Okay, so I am within for a repair swarm reroll here, and he's fine. So I do lose 1 guy.
And you only get 1 pin.
Who's next? Oh, wait. It's all me. First thing I'm going to do is a sprint order with these guys. They have to pass a command check on a 7 or better because they have his command 8 modified down to command 7. And they make it.
Well, I'm gonna react real quick and shoot you with my ambush guys.
So Kevin is only hitting on 1s because he's at extreme range. There is intervening terrain, and he has to reroll because he is shooting on me while I have an active sprint order.
And I don't have to re-roll the overhead. The overhead just causes half as many hits, basically.
Yep.
The bombs go off, but he's going through so quick. If I roll a 1, though, since it's halved, I can have the ability of doing no hits. So,
Yeah, it's halved rounded down. So
1's all across the board. So nothing
No
hitting
hits.
the mag guns.
so roll scatter.
Yep, it's still
Only
half
scattering
'cause it's a
half,
fire.
So an 8 and a 5 is a whiff because the 5 is 3 inches away.
3
You're kind of
inches
scattered
off.
off over here, and yeah, just a whiffle. Okay, and then for my next order, I'm going to overclock them.
Well, wait, you gotta do a sprint test.
Oh yeah, sorry, sprint test. Oh, they fail again. My agility is 7. I've rolled nothing but 8s. Overclock on my tertiary instance going onto these guys. He has to pass a recovery order, so on 8s, he's good. He loses a pin. They get their order dice back in the bag. I draw it out again because
Oh wait, no,
that's all my
they
dice.
have to roll again as well. They have to roll to see if they can take
Yeah.
the pin. I think.
They have to roll to see if they can
Oh no,
take
no,
an
no! It
order.
was the tertiary.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so their dice goes out and back in,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna use it right now because you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just bumping dice around.
Yeah.
So they're going to do, let's see here.
Another sprint, right? Get them out of the open.
I think I might actually just do a run. I don't know if I need to do a sprint.
No, you don't need to do a sprint.
Yeah, so
but
I'm just
first
gonna
roll
do-
to see if they take the order. You're
They
good?
do. So they go. They're just going to
Hide. Yep.
hide behind this wall here. Get as out of sight as humanly possible.
Sergey kept the bases separate because it's easier to move them around, but it makes it fun when you're moving over the battlefield.
Well, we'll figure him out later. He's got issues he has to deal with. I'm going to be using my assault units over here. They need 6s to pass. They do pass. I'm going to be just kind of moving them right on over here, staying behind this line of sight blocking cover. They also have like a little flank extra over there. This is actually a pretty safe position for them to be in. Oh, and once again, I shouldn't have rolled that sprint. I should have waited until I moved, but it really wasn't going to change.
We're really bad about that.
We got so excited about things. I'm going to be doing another sprint order. These guys are going to be wrapping around this fungi forest, moving 15.
This constructor squad.
This constructor squad.
The last of their kind.
Yeah.
The other guys got turned into Swiss cheese.
Yep. They didn't do so hot this round. Don't let this be a turn off to constructors.
And
I played them stupidly.
Let this absolutely be a turn on for Algoryn players.
Yeah,
All
Algoryn are good.
sexy
Algoryn
magfire.
Are the shooting-iest army. I got a lot of talk
Yes.
is what I'm trying to say. I need to roll their sprint. 6s. Oh, again!
So it's not too bad though. They're not out in the open. So okay, we gotta get the dice back down in the bag, and get turn 2 started. God, I can't talk. Going into turn 2, the poor Virai have taken many casualties and they're down to 5 order dice. The superior shard has ended, so I get my 6th back. So we're gonna get this back in the bag and see how turn 2 goes.
I call upon you, Rick Priestley. I know I've played your Virai like crap, but give me your power!
He cares not for you!
No! I'm going to attempt to do a run order with these constructors. They only have 1 pin, but their command is only 5, so...
Ugh.
Oh, yes!
Oh yeah, they're good.
Okay, so what I'm going to do...
They want to prove they're good.
Yep, is just get all the way up to this and hug it.
With a run, advance?
With a run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're just hugging the wall.
Yeah, they're making sure they're completely out of sight because Kevin could have advanced and shot at them.
Me. For my first order, I'm also going to do a little bit of maneuvering. This AI squad that started off in the flank, I'm going to do an advance order with it because I just want to get it further back. The Virai are a melee army, so literally I want to make sure that it takes them some time to get to me. So that was the only unit that was in the way. Now, obviously, normally you could do blind fire, but even though the cave ceilings are high, the cave walls still count for something. So I have nobody in line of sight, which means I cannot shoot at all. So I just moved. Me again, but you can keep going because I'm just doing an ambush order.
Who are you doing it with?
So I'm going to ambush with my overload ammo guys right there.
Okay.
I'm going to do an ambush order.
Oof.
And I'm going to do an ambush order with the second squad right here.
Okay.
I'm going to do an ambush order.
You lucky son of a gun.
And it's going to be with my medic team right there. All the Algoryn are just like looking down into the caves with flashlights, like waiting. They can hear the clinking claws and the bodies moving around in the darkness. Ambush order with my Avenger.
Oh no.
And it's you.
Finally, I get to go. I'm going to do a sprint order with my assault squad here. At no point are they going to be outside of cover. Me and Kevin already kind of did the model side view of that.
The fungi forest lines up perfectly with that cave wall, so you're going to always be impeded.
So I'm just going to floop.
But I will definitely be activating some ambushes once he is at the end of his movement and
Just
as
get
close
me
as
as
me.
close as possible, yeah.
Yes, because these guys are terrifying.
Oh yeah, they're brutal monsters.
So I have to desperately try to give him casualties as he's further away, because once he gets in close combat, one dude of his outmatches mine so much. So first is the medic team with their mag guns. They're at accuracy 6 for it being a fire order and ambush. Let me just make sure, because they might be at long range. 20 inches is their effective. No, you're good. Right?
Yep, you're just barely good.
So, but it's -2 for the fungi forest, so I'm at 4s to hit. No rerolls. So I got 1 hit.
Reroll that.
Oh yeah, because they're sprinting.
And no hits.
So now it's these guys right here. Now
Who?
they're further than 20
those
inches
guys.
away.
Yep.
They're at 21, so I'm not at effective anymore. So I'm at effectively accuracy 5 because it's like fire order goes +1, -1 for long range,
-2 for fungi forest.
Fungi forest, so only hitting on 3s. And then I'm obviously launching my
Overload. Oh, do you have overload with that squad?
No.
Oh, so you're
and that's gonna be that guy right there in the middle.
Makes sense.
Because it's the perfect spot. So here we go. So
no
all
hits.
the mag guns miss. This one hits.
No, it's a miss because it's
because it's overhead. -2, -2. Yeah.
So you'll have to scatter that.
So scatter both of them. So
one misses
scatter.
and one hits.
That one might, because I don't know about the.
Well, it's 4 inches. Yeah. It's
No,
definitely
it's
a miss.
5 at 6. It should be 5 inches.
1,
Yeah,
1, 2
no.
is 1, 3, 4 is 2, 5, 6 is 3, 7, 8 is 4. Yep.
I'll get a D5. So 4
Kevin
inches.
hates the D5.
It's way over.
Yeah.
That's way over. So that's a dub.
But
So
1 is definitely
one
hit.
hits and it's half because you're running. So 4,
2.
2.
Man, you were rolling fire on the pyramids.
But it's 0, so you have 8s because it's strike value 0.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
so you're fine. But
I do take a pin, which is important, and I also have to roll my sprint. Oh, 2 pins.
But that's not terrible. So,
Yep.
the
No, that's pretty terrible actually.
push order is burned. I don't know what we switch it to. I'm just gonna switch it to fire orders because I don't know.
Yeah, you do actually switch it to fire order.
Okay.
You are giving them a fire order.
So,
Hand in the bag. Well, do you have any units? Oh, you have one
One
die
dice.
with your Corvette. Yeah.
you though.
Okay.
The Corvette.
Yeah.
He calls my Avenger skimmer the Corvette.
It looks like a Corvette.
and
kinda.
I love it. It does make muscle car
Yeah.
noises for sure.
I'm going to be doing a sprint, or not a sprint, a regular regular run.
Yes.
Order with my
More
tertiary
pins.
entrance here.
He's just
He's going to
hopping.
be getting behind there.
And this cave wall perfectly blocks him from the Algoryn line, so
Yeah.
they can hear him scuttling in the shadows, but they can't see him.
Scuttle.
Ah.
You!
I'm going to be doing a fire order for my Avenger here. Twin mag support. So I'm only 25 inches away, putting me at effective range, but I'm still at -2 for the fungi forest. So fire order gets my accuracy to 6. Fungi forest brings it back down to 4. I hit on 4s. I got 6 shots. Strike value 2. Ugh.
Oh,
One hit.
That's all you needed, though. I have a million pins on me.
Ooh.
Oh,
Kill one of them.
a guy dies. Their armor 8. So then I get another pin. I do not have to take a break test
Nope.
yet. I have the last 2 order dice in the bag. I'm going to attempt to do a sprint order here.
Right.
I'm just going right into Kevin's face with my defender squad. So he gets like right there. It's actually very hard to tell at this angle. Am I underneath it?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. And then this guy here. I'm going to. My goal here is I've placed my defenders kind of daisy chained their way back to this tertiary instance, and he's going to now overclock them. There's no roll associated with it.
Whoa.
Oh wait, I do need a roll sprint, sorry. I do sprint 5.
And you're good. You're at 6.
And now I'm sprinting again, right into Kevin's face over here.
So, I am going to opt that once you are completely out of cover,
Yeah,
I'm going to
obviously.
activate both my ambushes and probably decide the game.
We'll see, yeah, we'll find out.
If I can't kill them, they're going to tear me asunder. So, my main squad right here, they have overload ammo, and that's going to be the black and the yellow dice.
Mhm.
They're firing, they're at effective range, so 6s to hit. So, son of a dude.
2 misses, now reroll all of those.
Because they're sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so 3 hits.
So, doesn't matter. You can just roll them. These are gonna have 6s or past the blue and the red, and that fails. So 2 fails.
Yeah, so 2 guys die.
Ooh.
Okay, I might be screwed. Well, you know, I tried with the Virai today.
The vehicle now pumps 6 rounds at strike or accuracy 6 as well. Ooh, I have way too many dice. Just gotta get some bonus dice in there. So those all hit, but I have to reroll because you sprinted. That misses, so 4 more saves. So 2 on each.
Yeah. He's
Good.
fine, and he's fine.
Good. So that
I
means
need to roll
that-
my sprint check.
Well,
I'm
you
fine.
also have to roll a command because you have the equal.
Oh yeah, so they're good. They
Good.
lose 1 actually.
So now you do initiate close combat with
Exactly.
now it's point blank.
It's point blank shooting. So I have 2 shots here, hitting on 4s. 2 hits. One's a lucky. Lucky goes on a guy with
Is it
overload.
black dice?
Oh, that's not black.
Ah! Just destroyed the battlefield. Where are these dice? So now I'm gonna be shooting right back. I have once again 3 mag guns and 2 mag. Oh, I'm sorry. This guy has overload ammo as well, so we'll use that now. Oh, he runs out. So that hits, this hits, and the point blank
Are
shooting.
those just 2 regular old hits?
No, that's overload ammo,
okay.
but I do have to reroll because you sprinted into point blank. So only the overload hits. So
Okay.
you need to make another save.
Oh, I don't. No way. You need to make 2 saves as well.
At strike value 2.
3.
3, yes. Strike value 3 for fusion flamers. How many saves you said?
2.
So-
One of them on an overload guy.
So I'm a 7, and one of my X launcher teams. So 7 minus.
They're both
so
fine.
5. But I do take a pen.
Okay, I need to take a break test. I'm fine.
Oh, you want to kill
I
me.
hit you twice.
Strike value 2.
Oh god, I miss one of them.
So 1 hit at strike value 2, and then I get 5 out.
Yeah.
Karate chops back. Miss. All those hit. The strike value 0.
Mm-hmm.
You kill my leader. He doesn't die. Now you have 4 saves on the one dude.
And he's dead. I think we're ready to call it there. This was a good stress test for the Virai. We found out a lot. Mostly they
Yeah.
can't stand to fire. Yeah, we're calling it because these guys have 3 pins, so they're not gonna do anything. Kevin needs to
Yeah.
kill one more thing to break me, and he's got this in the bag.
The Algoryn have held the field.
Ouch. I learned a lot about the Virai today. So I learned a lot about the core concepts of the Virai. It's always something when you play a new army for the first time where you're not really sure what they are. I kind of thought they'd be brutish, but they're not. They're sneaky.
Yeah, they are truly a swarm of locusts. Like
Yeah.
we kind of said it in the middle there. The constructors are basically as tough as a freeborn, or a toughness 5 per infantry unit with reflex armor.
Yeah.
And the defenders mirror toughness 5
Yeah.
with hyperlight armor, because they're up to 7. And then the assault is the one that really starts breaking into the high, because the 8 res is really good.
The
whole unit,
yeah,
8 res
res
is
is
insane. Yeah.
So if you're thinking about collecting a Virai army, the thing you need to think about is, are you good at maneuvering? That's what they're about. Is I needed to stay out of sight the entire time and then launch an assault right at the end, which is a very interesting way to have to build or to have to command an army.
They employ the tactic of screening. The constructors are deceptively, because you just watch them die to withering gunfire,
Yeah.
but that's most everything. It really beguiles their strength, which is, I mean, when they get in close combat,
Oh yeah,
they
they're
become
actually quite
mean.
strong in close
Yeah,
combat,
their fusion cutter, its effective range.
Yeah,
is
so
only
when
5
they're
inches.
charging, they essentially have the same gun as a Concord infantryman.
Mhm.
They can either get 2 shots at strike value 0
because
or
of
1
the tool appendage.
because of their tool appendages, or 1 shot at strike value 2, which is pretty great. And they'd also be considered sprinting, so you'd have to reroll against them, which is also pretty important because they're not large.
They're intended to be the beat shield.
They're intended to go in first. So
Yeah.
my path to victory against Kevin, we discussed this quite a bit because we're still trying to figure out how Virai work. Is I should have gone up the sides, stayed out of sight, then pincered at the end, charging with my constructors first and following up with my defenders. Because the constructors would have essentially wasted all the ambush orders.
Yeah, you want to use the constructors to get rid of the enemy fighting, because I'm assuming that fighting Virai, there's going to be often times that you go ambush.
Yeah.
When you shoot an ambush, it counts as a fire order. So you're basically, if you can't already draw a line of sight or you don't have an advantageous angle to fire, just put them on ambush, because the Virai are going to charge you.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I guess they could sit back and shoot, but it's not going to be that great.
Yeah. We also discussed, I think I shied away from the Virai light transport because it only has armor 11.
Mhm.
That being said, I think it would have done a really good job of condensing my army, making it physically smaller,
Yeah.
so I could better stay in line of sight blocking terrain. While the armor 11 is scary and it could get destroyed, it's not that likely that it'll be destroyed if you're constantly running and staying behind things. So I think that's another interesting avenue that I'm going to try to pursue.
Because anything that helps you get down the field in a more protected way is what's going to help you for Virai. Because I told him, even though the game was over pretty quick, it was still turn 2.
I charged him on
when
turn
he
2.
charged me. I
That's
was
like
5 inches from my side.
Another thing we should talk about is how dang fast they are.
Yes, the overclock.
The overclock lets you go across the field.
Yeah.
Which is, again, very interesting because I can overclock a transport
Yeah.
as well and have a transport go 30 inches. That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, if you daisy chained it correctly, if you had a tertiary or whatever instance follow that transport with sprint orders that would get a little bit ahead, you could use it to have an overclock on that transport, have the transport, well, you can't disembark if it ever runs.
Yeah, so
have
what
to-
you would do is you would
position
move
it
a lot
perfectly.
turn 1,
Yeah.
then you would try to advance,
Because
disembark.
can you do 2 defender squads in a transport?
Yes, you can put 2.
Yeah, and
that would be very difficult to fit in 500 points.
so
you
500,
would probably
750 would be perfect.
Yeah, what I'd probably be doing is I would end up taking a defender squad out, replacing it with the transport, adding 1 more constructor squad.
Interesting.
Is what I would assume that army.
How did you like playing a hive army for the first time?
They were super fun. Obviously I didn't. This is my first time with.
You played them like elites.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what you know.
That's what I know. Something like this is very similar to something like a Hormagon army.
Yeah.
If any of you play Warhammer. And that's an army I've never been very good at playing. So I'm interested to really sink my teeth into these guys and maybe craft up better armies for them.
And I am going to have fitful nightmares knowing that Sergey understands the army more. And someday there will be the vengeance of the Virai.
I'm coming for you. I'm gonna get ya.
Once again, if you like this content, please like the video and think about subscribing to the channel. It gives us that little boost of morale. It keeps us going. And if you want to support the channel even more so, you should join these fine people and become our patrons.
Three, two,